Hi everybody, a mature simmer here. So my nightmare begins. So this is exactly what I was worried about. I'm finally able to get on and it's pouring rain. And this is the last day I can harvest my crop over there on 24. So it's likely going to mean that I am trying to do this at a time when I really may not be able to, so it's going to be interesting. In the interim, since I do have some time now, I'm going to go ahead and work on this here. Why is this not appearing? Oops. Oh, I guess it's working, but it's setting the line up. Now if I do that, and then do that, there we go. I suppose that'll work. Hopefully it'll pick everything up and I won't have a problem and anything left. So I think in the rain I should be okay picking up the straw, or the hay, sorry. Not doing straw right now. Probably will do straw off the oats. At least that was going to be my plan. It doesn't really actually slow down my harvest at all. Well, it does a little bit in that I have to pick up the line, although, well, no, they got rid of the beware of straw thing, I think, so I think we're actually okay. But yeah, best laid plans within Farming Simulator, and when you got a real-time server, this is kind of what you run into. You know, I couldn't see when I was leaving yesterday that at a certain point it was going to rain, so I couldn't plan around it. In theory, I could have maybe gotten on 3 or 4 hours ahead of time. That might have worked, although I probably would have run into this anyway. But obviously I would have had some done, but I just ended up a bit tired and actually just had to rest, so I was actually taking a nap into the middle of the day here and decided, you know what, let's go down and start working on this. And as soon as you start to log in, if you've ever done it in Farming Simulator, you'll know, like, you're still on the title screen, but you can hear the rain. And I was like, oh no. And yeah. So it says 1400, but then done at 1500, so best case scenario, maybe I'll get lucky and it'll stop in the next hour. Although once again, I was planning on doing something else in about an hour. Do I not have my connection here? No, it looks like I do. So maybe I'm just not far enough. Yeah, I guess I'm not far enough. So, yeah, I'm at the point, obviously, late fall. It's harvest time, but I had cut the grass and done the work for it yesterday. So I did do quite a bit. So in the previous episode, you will have been able to follow along and see where I was at. I might pick up that partial row here. There's only one of them, thank goodness, that kind of landed a little weird. And so I could just ignore it, or I could try and get it picked up. So I think this is the only one I've got of that. So let me go over here. We'll turn that on. And then that should grab some. I don't see any that way, so, but we've got a little bit going this way. I forget. I think it goes a good ways to the end over there, but we'll have to see. And my guess is at best it's going to be a few hundred liters. So this is my challenge, is I don't know that it's really that much that is left here. I was hoping the little piece I just got was it, but now you can see there's a few more here. We'll see if anything appears after this. If not, it's not too bad to turn around and then kind of jump back down. Alright, so I'm going to hope that's it, because yes, I think I'm at the edge of the field, and then I can go and get back on my path here and just keep picking up. But so we would have left 168 liters on the field for all of that, so it's really not that much, and that's kind of what you always run into, and it's the challenges you got. So this does definitely create the situation that, you know, you'd have as a real farmer here, is I'm running out of time. My crop's going to wither if I don't get it off the field this month, and if I can't get to it, I can't get to it. So we'll have to see what it is. I mean, the benefit I will have is with the way we're shifted, with -2 from the Eastern time, or the standard time that the servers are set to. I in essence have a couple extra hours in the day than I would per the normal time. So I could, I should be able to get on tonight, as long as it's not raining again, and do it and still have time to finish. It just creates the situation where I'm probably up later than I wanted to be, and frankly, my intent of why I was coming to do this now is I was going to get this done in the middle of the day, so that this evening, when I'm doing any gaming, I'd be doing something else, which is really what I would like to do, because I haven't really touched anything else the last few days except Farming Simulator, because I spent so much time working on the hay here yesterday. So I then had to go and do other stuff in the real world, and my gaming window was used fully with this. I kind of almost went too long, where I was running around and we were almost late doing what we needed to do. So it's sometimes that reality of the gaming the way it is with real time here, that it's less enjoying than it should be. How about that? Because it's just causing me stress, because now I'm like, ugh, because at a minimum I'm going to be an hour or two later, and I'm not at a point where I could just flip things and do what I was going to do this evening and do it now, because of other conflicts and stuff that won't let that really happen. And basically it's around the standpoint of I can stop this at any point and step away, because I've got something I need to do in a little bit, like I said, in an hour, 45 minutes. So that's the thing, even if the rain stops, it's probably going to be stopping right about when it's time for me to leave here. But that's why I'm like, to not have a total waste, this work needs to get done at some point. So I'm like, alright, let me do this, and that will at least be better than nothing, because this work at least gets knocked off. So I still have well over 1 million liters of straw, and so that's where, like, I don't have to do the straw, but I think if I do go ahead and do it, since I'm doing grain, it'll put me in a spot where I, again, will have a good heads up on the straw, because it'll probably get me over 2 million liters, and then I cannot worry about it. My biggest challenge here is going to be, I'm going to have to then plant shortly thereafter. But I suppose the benefit could be is I could not pick it all up, and if I just kind of plow it down and plant over it, I could do that too. So it gives me that flexibility if I decide, you know what, I don't want to pick up all the straw, because it's going to be, I think it ends up being about 1 million liters or so, so it's going to be 20 or so loads. So it's not a small amount. Alright, I think this is the last bit that requires me to go further over like that. The rest of these run down pretty well. So I'm going to keep working on this, because as you can see, it's going to still take me a while. It might take me even longer than the hour that or 45 minutes I have left to finish, and so I'm not going to give you another episode of hay when I know I have harvest. Just be aware the harvest, it may be dark by the time I can get to it. So we'll be harvesting at night, but sometimes, you know, that is what it is. So I will see you in a bit. Back here, ready to harvest the oats as we're going along here. So gonna go ahead and drop the straws I talked about, like I could just worry about it, you know, and get it to go down later if I need to. Why is this not freeing up? There we go. Alright, that should be okay there. I'm trying to avoid any weird drop on the row. I know what again, it's hard to chat and continue at the same time, so yeah, I just want, suppose I can, whoops, I don't understand. Obviously, I don't have this quite set right. Let's see, it's going to be a big mess there. So I suppose I can do that and then let it straighten out over here. It'll be a little bit of a mess to pick up, but that's alright. Alright. So the beware of straw should be off, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and collect everything I can. Obviously I'm down to less than 4 hours before everything would roll over. I really need it to not take anywhere near that long. Obviously it's going to take what it's going to take, but as I said, it's pretty late already. You know, again, you can see how late it is from the time, since the server's running on real-time sync. But hoping it's only going to take a couple hours at most. If it gets beyond that, it's going to get pretty bad. So, but that will be my focus at this point. I'm certainly not going to be collecting that straw right now. I'm just going to get the oats off, sell it right away, and then go from there. So that will be the plan. I'm probably going to start a little bit more of the direct dollar tracking in here once I start getting the tax bill and so forth, to see where things are at and just make sure that we're at a point that it's sustainable, which I hope it will be, and then I'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, the nice thing is oats obviously aren't collecting as much because we're only getting, you know, 67% there. Let me flip this around and then we'll start moving up and down the field. But and again, we'll go up the top and down the side. We'll see what that all looks like. So that should get me what I need there. If I lower this down, like, we'll be able to tell pretty quickly if there's any kind of beware of straw. Yeah, it didn't pick anything up, so I should be okay. Nope, it's not turning on. Why is it not turning on the cruise? There we go, finally. I like hit the gas a couple times So that was a bit of a challenge, but yeah, I've got another thing I need to do. Like I said, I'm definitely running short on time, so I'm definitely feeling stressed in general between everything I'm trying to get done. I've got an iRacing deadline. I think I'm still okay for tomorrow. If not, that's gonna cause me a bit of a problem, but I just obviously know that this is gonna be a problem otherwise, so I need to focus on this now. So that is what I am gonna go ahead and do and get this done. But that gets you at least exposed and out here. I'll stick around here. I'll go all the way around so we get kind of a view together of how many rows over it is to get the field done. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get all the way to the top before I get to the point where I need to unload. I'm almost positive I won't. I mean, I've got a good way to go here, and we only have 10% left. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky. Not sure. Because it's not as if I have to be full, but yeah, actually, I'll clear the field and I'll be able to turn and get things in there where I need to. But yeah, there we go. 90, maybe 97%. Maybe it won't even get that far. So we'll just let this pour out there. And I'm going to have to come back here at some point to get the header, so, or the headland, so. Let me get the truck now, though. So disconnect that, pull out here, and we'll get started. And we will go get our Wilson trailers, the double trailers that we've got. Just sitting out there. Truck definitely doesn't light up as much, so it's a lot nicer to be able to see with the harvester when I've got to do work at night. But just darn that rain earlier today. I could have gotten a lot of that harvest done then. So, not what I had hoped for today, but sometimes that's what happens with farming, I guess. You don't quite get what you want. I think I'll be alright here. I'm not sure where I have the Issaria Scout sitting, so I was worried I was going to hit it there somewhere, but doesn't look like it's there, so we're good. So, got a bit of a hill up here, obviously. And then, you know, the big question with the crop rotation will be, what am I going to do next year? What's going to be impactful and not drop too much? Alright, I guess I pulled further forward than I was able to. It looked like I was okay, but obviously it stopped emptying the harvester. So we'll be able to get this all into the front trailer, that's for sure. So again, it's about four plus harvesters before these things are pulled out. Actually, I think I'm going to pull forward, because then I can just back up. If I pull back, I think it's going to be more of a challenge. Actually probably good enough right there. And then we'll just go back here as I was planning. And then we will get over, again, do the headland, go down the other side, wherever we have the row, and then I'll know how many across I have, and I can at least start to figure out. It's just if I have something like 20, my concern is it takes a good 4 or 5 minutes, I think, to go up the field, so that would be 100 minutes or something. That's a long time. but we were at +1, so we basically need to add 2 to whatever number we get here. So basically if I get to 18, that means I'm pretty much where I'd prefer not to be. And I'm telling you, it's not playing out well, because I really haven't paid attention how wide this field is. It's just kind of been one of those, it's going to take what it's going to take, and while that's still the truth here, it's nice to at least know what I'm unfortunately going to be faced with here. So, but this is getting us down to the end of year 119. Yeah, we may easily have 20 rows, if not more, which is a little crazy. Certainly, I mean, some of it's moving the truck around and so forth. What I had been doing, what I did last time, and I think what I may do this time is just empty at the end of the field, basically run 2 rows and then empty. So let's see, that gets me to 20, and we're still not at the edge of the field, so we're gonna have 3 or 4 more rows. Wow. It's a lot, but if I don't get the crop off with everything that's coming with taxes or whatever, I'm gonna be in a world of hurt, I think, so like it or not, I gotta find a way to make this one work. I guess let me not turn too much. I'll go turn here, and then I'll see if I can follow the row. I might be able to, although I think the tree down there is going to be more of my problem. But I won't at least fill up before I get off of this, which is good. And then I should just be able to go up and down, and so I'll move over on this side and just kind of head back over is what I did last time. So let's see what this looks like when we get down here to the trees, or get closer. Again, with terrible lighting we have, all these maps are so dark. I might be alright. I think I'll be good. So that's definitely a good thing. We'll see if I make it with, yeah, I should be alright on the repair. I don't know if I'll be good on the fuel, because it burns quite a bit when it's harvesting, I think, just because it goes so slow, and we're obviously running the header as well. I mean, I think that percentage is kind of the full effort on the engine, so I mean, we're only running at 40%. Nice thing is, I mean, it bodes well that it's not going to be too, it might be up to 3 hours, but a little over 2, because I've got a total runtime on this harvester of 11 hours, and again, I think this is my 5th harvest on this field, although I was harvesting the other field 26 a little bit, so maybe I'll get lucky and I can get it done in under 2 hours. I just don't know how it's all going to play out. But even then, I'm going to be sitting there pushing midnight, which I did yesterday and really didn't want to do 2 days in a row, but thanks to the rain, that's what I am facing. So my only choice is do that or let this wither, which would be a huge waste. So I think I'm going to try to push it through. I'm sure I'll be getting it done, but doesn't mean I'm going to be happy about it. It's going to be tough. But good news is we made it, and I didn't need to turn or wiggle around to avoid any trees or anything. So, but we're looking at 25, so that's a good way, that's for sure. I don't know if this is going to go all the way down and back. I don't think it will. Alright, let's see if that will work. It should. Alright, so we are good. I am going to keep moving along, and it is going to be done. Obviously, we'll make a little bit of money here before all is said and done, and we'll get our balance up a little bit. But at this point, this is what I've got as far as what I'm going to be doing today on the farm. So thanks for tagging along, and hope to see you next time.